Hey, what's up guys? It's Emenalus and welcome back to episode 90. Last time, we got to level 81 and that took us a considerable while. However, I asked you guys if you wanted me to make a video from level 81 to 82 because I wasn't sure how you guys would feel about that because after all, I've been stuck at Watangas for the next 3 episodes and I wasn't sure if you would want to see a 4th one. There wasn't any comments or even that many likes regarding the idea of me making a time skip to 82, so I decided that I'm gonna be just making this another episode because you guys seem to really want it. So here we go, we're gonna do another episode leveling from 81 to 82 at Watangas, and once we're done with that, regardless of how long this video takes, we'll be moving to Decane for good next time, and that's when the real dungeon crawling begins. So today, obviously, we'll be doing some more leveling, mostly grinding because we aren't, or actually just grinding because we got no quest to work for right now. We don't got anything anywhere. I mean, we got some quests like shown again here, but these are, as you know, this one is the bad. This is like the Rudvi Hills, Heldung's quest line, that doesn't give us anything. Then there's like these dungeon quest lines, which are good for PD10s if I need them at some point. I will have a use for them eventually, but I won't need them now. Everything else doesn't seem to have any quests for me right now, and that's gonna be only available after 82+. So, with that being said, our focus will be today on focusing on leveling through grinding, and with that we hope that we can find us as a good party to be in, and also a pleasant party to play with. So, first of all, let's start actually looking around if there's anybody that I could partner up with. Yeah, I don't think anybody here is valid. Pietsnot has gotten way past me as I was expecting. Rebel Razor, I think they must be AFK. I could ask them real quickly what they're up to. We actually had a talk yesterday about this, whether we could be meeting up together and leveling together at some point. And I really was into the idea because, honestly, finding a partner has been very tough lately. But we ended up finding a situation where we weren't able to match the schedule where I could also record a video. So that didn't really come to pass, but in case he happens to be at work or happens to be free right now, that would work too, but I doubt that that is the case. Because I told them that anywhere in the beginning of the week is okay, and that was the only time they could wrap themselves in. But that's okay, that's okay. That doesn't mean we're gonna be completely on our asses. In the meantime, I guess I could also make myself a shout looking for a 62 plus ringmaster and hope that somebody's gonna respond to that call of distress. Everybody else, I don't think I recognize anyone to be the way that they could be of help to me. I don't think anyone has a suitable ringmaster that would be just my level. As I made clear before, I think like pairing up with 2 flies ringmaster even at master levels is a little bit too overboard. I'd rather have myself a pair that actually makes sense for me. That would happen naturally, kind of. But that might be a little bit tough because, after all, we are in the levels where people are not so frequent, and also because, well, maybe some people are not as interested to be playing around these times. Hi, bro. Hey there. Oh, level 72 Ringmaster. Oh, that sounds good. I would be very interested. Well, come on in. I'll be waiting and we can look for a party together. Well, that is a very fortunate thing. That is the first time in ages that I've gotten myself a partner on the first try. And a 72 Ringmaster, that's very good buffs. That is not exactly high enough for Gabriel, but that is not to be expected at these levels. But we can get ourselves probably like full damage buffs. I have to go to the store, we can be back in 5 minutes. That's fine, I am not in that much of a hurry. But do be snappy. Alright. I'll be waiting. Since I now decided to agree to play with this guy, that means that I'm also not gonna back down on that decision, so I'm gonna wait on them. So with that being said, I guess we'll be doing some shop skulking for the time being. Honestly, I got nothing to buy. As you can see, I'm actually a little bit poor right now. That's not because I have been spending my money frivolously on some stupid stuff. I just happen to be poor because I've been making a lot of investments. And I mean, the less money you have, the better, because that means at least your money is being used. That is indeed a level 72 Ringmaster. Alright, well, I'll see you in a bit. I got a couple hours at least to burn, so hopefully we can score each other a level. Well, honestly, that is very fortunate. I wasn't expecting this on a Monday. Like, seriously, Monday is a pretty bad day overall. At least I think so. But it seems like we hit the gold mine this time, which is very fortunate. So, yep, I guess I'm just gonna be doing some shop skulking, looking into some prices while waiting, and once he's back, we're gonna be back into action, so I'll be seeing you guys maybe just in a bit. Oh, actually, now that we actually happen to be in this situation, I might as well actually show you what's been going on recently. Like, why am I so poor right now? Since, well, if I got the time and I can just spend my time on looking through shops, then I might as well just show you exactly what's in my plans. So as we can see here, I've got a pretty nice lineup for days pieces so far. I got everything with some strength boosters on them. So honestly, it's all sorted out. But there's a trick. I have actually found an even better suit with 4 piercings. And I only bought that for 150 million. The catch is, I didn't have the money at the time on Noben because I bought this one first. I did not expect to find a 4 piercing suit for 150 million. I think you could even sell that for 250 pretty easily. So that came out of the blue. I decided that I had to pull all my money from my main account to get that. Even though that might be breaking the rules a little bit, I think passing on a very good deal was something that I didn't want to do. And because we're going to be ending the series on 90 anyway, I decided that if I'm going to be playing this character maybe in the future as well, on streams and stuff, I wanted this guy to be in the best shape possible. So again, I have that item now reserved, not with Noben's money, but I have basically 150 million ransom on my main account, and I won't be getting that suit from them before I pay the 150 million back. So I'm trying to sell this old suit here, and some other stuff that I have to get the 150 million, and then start saving up also for an angel access. So yeah, that is my plan right now, but everything is sorted out, so even if nothing happened, even if I didn't get the suit for some reason, I got a full day set. But the main problem is still gonna be the angel access, which are gonna be very expensive. And I hope that there's gonna be a moment where the prices are gonna drop a bit and then swoop in. And hopefully I'll have money by then. And second thing, you guys might recognize this from the last episode where I was talking with DB, like about some shopping mechanics. And honestly, I forgot how easy merchanting really is if you don't, like, do some F-coin buying. Like, buying F-coins from people for a good price can take a while, because you'll be shouting at cities, and it might take a while before somebody gives a good offer. But honestly, if you're just looking through shops and looking for, like, protection scrolls, you can find prices that can range anywhere between, well, we don't see any good A pros right now. Is it here, actually? No, they have already been bought. So basically, there are some good high and low prices here, and the good prices I see are about 7 million for an A Pro, for example, or just about 14 to 14.5 million per S Pro. And the real good benefit about this is that these items are stackable. So even if you bought, even if the initial value of one item being flipped around is very little, because they are a consumed product and they're usually bought in masses. Even if you only earn a couple 100,000 from one item, if you had 10 of them, you already got 2 million. And that's only for a couple 100,000. So 500k, you get 5 million. So I've been doing that as well as a refresher. These are not the best prices. I could drop them down a bit just to, like, increase the volume I buy stuff from, but I've been spending time on looking into, like, what prices people are willing to sell items for or sell scrolls for. And I have been surprised about how often people actually will sell even A Pros for 7 million or S Pros even for much lower than 50 million. So if I bought, like, S Pros, let's say 14.5 million and below, if I'm lucky, and maybe A Pros for 7 million, I can maybe sell for 7.5 and 50 million, and I can get myself 100k a piece. And with that, we'd have a pretty good passive income, which only requires me to do just a little bit of shopkeeping, looking around the city a bit, looking for certain themed shops, and that already is gonna, you know, secure me a way to get money. Let me actually see if I can find myself a good shop that would, like, show this whole case here. Also with the G Pros, they also do have a value of them of their own. They do have their own market, but they're not as easy to find good prices for. What I noticed is that G Pros are something that can even be bought for, like, about 60 million, but finding anything below 15 is gonna be a little bit tough. Although I guess for 1 million profit, that is a pretty good investment, but well, G Pros are not, let's say, as often needed, so G Pros have a slightly lower volume than most of our items have. But yeah, I cannot find any good shops right now. It might be that somebody had just gone through these. As you can see, there's many emptied out spots, and if these prices are actually accurate, like S Pro being 14.9, that's pretty good. Not like resale value good, but for a consumer, that's pretty good. An A Pro 7 million, that's a bargain. So, honestly, I'm not too surprised that they're actually bought. Like, I think my main problem at first was because I had no idea, like, how low the price can actually go. I did buy things closer to 50 million and closer to 7.5. So I do not have as much profit margin with these that I have right now. Oh, look, cheaper for 50 million. That's pretty good already. But that's the thing, when people don't have that many to sell and they don't sell them on the main plaza, you can find a surprising amount of like cheap scrolls around here if you're looking just a little bit. With a little patience, you can actually make a surprising amount of money with this. But that of course comes with the assumption that you have some money to spend. This is not cheap. But if you do have the money, this is a very good time to flip it, because again, your money is worth more if it's being used. And this is one of those cases. So for those who haven't exactly grasped on it just yet, I do have to remind you that this game is very, very economy focused. It doesn't really seem like it at first, like you can get a lot by grinding, but you can also like exponentially increase your growth by actually having some kind of market idea. So spending your little bit of time for this is very important if you want to actually gain on top of what you already have, because in the end, Penia is also gonna lose its value over time. The more Penia there is in the market, the more people want. But yeah, sadly there's no examples apparently right now. I guess I did come at a bad time to be giving this example, but hey, at least I explained it pretty well, at least I think so. And I hope that that gives at least some idea, like different ways you can actually make money in this game. Of course, that isn't the only way. You don't have to do this exact same thing to actually make some money. But that is one way to do it. That's one method. You could also be dabbling in some other consumable goods like paradise. I was also selling cards, although cards don't really seem to sell that well. There isn't as much volume. It's kind of the same because you know how cheapros are used for making piercings? And that's not guaranteed. Well, cards are like, you know, built on top of that. It's like a pyramid because you need piercing slots to put cards. So you have to have those successes with the cheapros to get those cards into work. So if cheapros already are bad and limited volume, then think about the cards, man. It's very, very niche. So usually you have to actually sell them a little bit lower than they're actually worth, or they will keep like dropping their value because there are times when there's way too many in the market. So yeah, for anyone that wants to get more into the market, I do recommend getting more into shopkeeping. Of course, that is not completely necessary, but if you do prefer staying out of your wallet, and also if you do like the idea of making money fairly quickly without having to do too much manual work, let's say work smart, not hard, then this is one of those ways you can do it. If you think about it, the more money you have on this kind of stuff, the more you can actually earn from it. So if I had money to buy 50 scrolls, I can make 25 million with 500k profits. If I had money for 100 scrolls, that would be 50 million profits for selling all of them. So it's like, it's not even exponential. The profit margin goes all the same. So like, that's the best part about it. Because scrolls will never exhaust their use, unless for some reason there are so many plus 10 sets in the market that nobody would ever want them again. Which will never happen, by the way. Then there is a very big demand for them at all times, so they really sell for like hotcakes, basically. But yeah, again, do not dabble with this stuff unless you're absolutely certain that you can make money. Or if you're not ready to lose some money in the process. Because this stuff is never safe. But well, I'm getting the kicks from playing with the market. There's just something about it that just instinctively just, you know, grinds my gears in a way. And I really love it. So maybe that's just for me. Cards. I could actually grab these. I know this looks pretty weird, but I believe that these cards do have a potential value if they're in the right place. Again, we're talking about shop placements. You can check out my merchanting guide if you want to understand what I mean by that. But basically, if you're looking into the place where these cards are going to be used at, you can actually find yourself selling these cards for a lot higher when it's in the right area. So we can find ourselves a shop that maybe sells materials. Well, we see cards being sold for 100k. And, I mean, I don't know how often they get sold, but I think they get sold often enough. If they happen to be the cheapest around, then people will gladly buy those if they're very desperate for the elements. And I mean, card upgrades are also a very legit way to increase your damage, so people do have demand for that, other than just flare. So I can turn those elemental cards into pretty good profits, even if it wasn't for 100k, even just turning that 10k into 20k, 30k, 50k, even 100k, yeah, that could work. But you can see, nobody sells cards for under 100k here right now. I got so many cards. Imagine if all this gave me 100k. Well, I think all these cards would give me like 50 million if I sold all of them. Talk about crazy profits, baby. Oh, there he is. There he is. Finally. Hey. Finally, you're here. Was getting a little worried that you got ran over. Not that I actually did, but... Oh, some crazy guys wanted to talk with me. I guess that would mean the same thing. Yeah. Alright, so how about we get started? Time is experience, friend. Alright, let's see if we can find a party. Ooh, nice. Nah, I don't want to fill any parties with no partner. I just found a full party with all scrolls, though. Let me ask if they got space for you. The party name's Nakkikerho if they do manage to make some space for me. For anyone that might be curious, that actually is Finnish, so I know how to read that. That basically means Wiener Club. Because the leader's name is basically Assault Wiener. And that's just dick. Or, well, a wiener in a more inappropriate manner. God, I love Finnish people. Hold on, let me actually ask them. Hey, are you able to make space for a pair? The leader hasn't responded to party yet. I'll try DMing. If they don't respond, though, we might need another party. Oh, we responded. Nice. Party's open. Nakkikerho. And we got new party buffs coming. This is looking great. This is looking very great. I'm looking forward to this. I'm in. Alright, awesome. So we got that all sorted out now. Sweet. That would be my pair. Thank you very much. So, meet you at Village of Khan. We'll be fighting at Watankas. I was at trees already. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll be going for Watankas. Don't happen to have a wind weapon right now. And I didn't bother for 1 level. At least, I did end up getting myself a pair a bit faster than I usually do, so I guess this means that it's still a win-win situation for me. And with 3 hours, I would say we can still get pretty impressive progress. And I have everything set up so that I should be able to cover a 3-hour session pretty easily. There he is. Hey. Can I have 1 more second? Alright, take your time. Keep rings from my rack to here. Fair enough. Well, that is no problem. I can still work myself out, even if I have no partner. Anyway, as I said, I'm actually pretty well prepared for this one. I got myself some upcut stones as usual. I even have been collecting some daily rewards for the past few days. So I got like myself some extra goodies. I got myself a strength red cotton candy. I also got myself hit rate cotton candy. And I even got myself a potion of recklessness. I also happen to have this white clover. And that's something that I got from the event with the Greenmon tokens. This is something that you buy with 7 tokens, which is very expensive. And there's a random chance that it's gonna be one of the 4 clovers with different stat bonuses. And this happens to be the weakest one. 10 minutes and the weakest stat bonuses. The best one, it gets like 10% bonuses, and it also lasts for like half hours or 1 hour. So it isn't as good as I was hoping, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this find was a bad one. I heard from Juxa that apparently if you do use this thing, you will get yourself a Flower Pot of Love. And Flower Pot of Love is a very good consumable item. At its earlier stages, it gives you bonus HP and attack, and even at the final stage, it even gives bonus XP from monsters. So if that happens to be true, I'm actually going to be using this clover. And if I do find the Flower Pot of Love, I think I'll be using it here because I'm going to need the bonus XP if I want to push myself from Watankas. I honestly was supposed to also buy myself more Star Candy, but I forgot to. But I think with the healer, we should be just fine, even if I didn't buy any. I got more than plenty of ice cream cakes to hold myself until he's ready. Seems like the real fun is about to begin. Let's see. +8 scaling buffs. Not bad, not bad. For level 72, I think that's expected. Max quick step, was it? Yes. Not the best beef up, not the best accuracy, but he's an Elementor player. But max Spirit Fortune, I think that's good. Thank you. Although considering they have just a fine Elementor level 97. Oh, I see. 72 and 97. He cannot level his Elementor right now. You think you're in the mood for some serious progression? I got some consumes I could use. I'm down, bro. Alright, let's make this happen then. Then amp as well. That's good. If I remember correctly, I could actually drop this if I wanted to, but I might as well use this because I'm not like all that well doing with consumables in the end. So what's your situation? Seems like you are a little under-leveled for your Elementor. Did you make your Ringmaster much afterwards? Yeah. Alright, that's fair enough. Well, better to do it when you feel like it rather than force yourself into it. Better later than never. Have you been able to find partners easily? The thing was more. I started playing along with my friend. Oh, I see. So they were the Ringmaster? I'm an Elementor and he made a Knight. But we never thought about a Ringmaster. Yeah, sadly, I can tell from experience. Regular tanks do not work well without a Ringmaster. Food ain't gonna cut it. So I guess they quit or change characters. But finding partners is difficult, to be honest. Oh yeah, I can imagine. I can say the same. I'm relying on partners all the time. It's even harder as a blade, honestly. At least Ringmasters might get carry out of pity. I might be wrong about that, but at least that's what I would do. Getting pity from a ringmaster is a wholly different case, though. It isn't always easy to find a partner. The thing is, most of the players have their own ringmaster. Oh yeah, I know. That's the reason why most won't even bother looking for a partner. It's simply way more convenient. And when you are FS Ringmaster, can level on your own. Yeah, Moonbeam made it possible, but it isn't nearly as effective as finding a partner. Yeah, it is bad, it is bad. But still shit. Yeah, it's bad. I assume you meant to say can't, not can. Support Ringmasters are meant to support after all. Yeah, figures. But yeah, I'm fully aware of what's going on. But I feel really sad about the fact how little actually want to interact with others. It might not even be just animosity towards spending time with strangers, but more like it just takes time. Multiboxing does save time and makes it more convenient. But I wonder if it would be different if nobody was into multiboxing and rather just spend time with others. Let's just say that it's a remnant of the past. Since Flyff fell hard back in the days, there just wasn't that many players around. But for me, the old game was better. I honestly think that as a game in design, I think Universe is better. But I think the players themselves have changed too much. I miss the old, more innocent times of the internet, when people didn't care about the most effective methods, since there wasn't any. The information wasn't out there. But now that there's widespread knowledge about most effective methods, everyone just wants to focus so much on meta. Oh, you actually do get a mature flower pot. Oh god, that's so cool. So this was from the clover I used earlier. So I actually got myself a flower pot of love. This was never said anywhere on the event listings, which makes this very funny. But I can use this. Bonus HP attack. And I can apparently stack this with Upcut Stone. No, I cannot. Oh well, I'll use that. And I might be using that later for bonus XP with Matankas. Where are you from? Finland. How about you? Oh, the Netherlands. But I'm in Asia at the minute. Oh, really? Are you an exchange student or something? Ah, no. My girlfriend is from Indonesia. Oh. So you moved over to their place? Couple months, yeah. Oh, so it's a recent arrangement. How have you been enjoying your time there? It's lovely, man. Oh, that's great to hear. I've never really been abroad myself, but having someone to go there for must be a very different experience. Hope settling to your new life hasn't been too hard. I've been to Indonesia multiple times now. Oh, so not a new thing to you. Also before having my girlfriend. Yeah, I figured. Did you meet your girlfriend from earlier visits? Or did you meet them in-game? But there's a lot of things different. For sure. Europe to Asia is a big difference. Dating app, to be honest. Oh. Well, I mean, that's a possibility too. I've just never been much the type to use those. To be honest, it was my first time on a dating app. What brought you there? Curiosity. Sorry for my English typing. There's nothing wrong with your typing. You're fluent. I have dyslexia or something. So it's more like you type slow. It's with an Y in the beginning. Dyslexia, not dyslexia. Think of it as dystopia, but with lexia. Thanks. No props. But honestly, don't mind me. You can type as slow as you want. I'm just a crazy fast typer. Spend more time on MMOs than I'd care to admit. Yeah, you're hella fast. Thanks. I'm even taking breaks between kills to make sure that I don't stop killing. So I might make errors that I usually don't. So no need to feel bad about it. I'm just built crooked. There's actually been a pretty big cast of players from NL I've seen. I'm honestly surprised because it is not the most common community in this game, at least from past experience. You have been playing Flyff for a long time already, and yeah, I've been playing for years. On and off, pretty much ever since the beginning. I was pretty young in my earlier years, so I don't remember so much of the very first years. But I've had my hands on the game as long as I can remember. I dare say that I've been around ever since 2005 to 2006, but I honestly have the best memories from 2009 and above. I didn't even remember how the old skill system worked. I was only 4 back then. My sister got me to playing it. Wait, Candy Shell. Hold on. Oh, I have the quest right now, sadly. Oh well. Oh, really? I started with my brother and sister as well. Youngest of the party too? Yeah. When did you start? Around 8 or 9, I think. Much older than me when I started. At least you might remember things a bit better. Did you play with your siblings for a while? My sister honestly was never too good at investing on MMOs. They would introduce the game to me, but I was the expert even though I was still pretty young. Mostly it was me and my brother. I see. Your sister dropped early? Yeah, then we used her account. Classic, classic. Honestly, my sister also wanted me to level her account when I was little. But her account sucked so much, I never wanted to play it. Like, for reference, she basically had stats in every single stat there is. Like, all even split out. And they had minimal levels on every single buff out there. Even though there's a buff pack giving level 7 buffs for everything. So there was literally no use for their buffs. It was so sad to play with that. And it was also named after her real name, so that's just nice. My brother and I had a blade together. My sister was a ringmaster, of course. Oh, you mean that you both made blades? Or a shared blade account? We had a shared blade. I see. Did you have your own character? Oh, you had an Elementor. But most of the time I was playing down the blade. What boy in elementary school would not consider blades to be cool AF? Right. That was to be expected. To be honest, blades are also my main 1v1 character pick. Been playing them as long as I can remember. But my heart initially lied in playing a ringmaster. But you know, finding partners got hard. Had to do something to stave off the boredom. Just buffing newbies infinitely didn't exactly cut it. I liked it too, but it sucked to not have any kind of progression. And this isn't my main. I got a bunch of characters actually. I got 3 at level 90, but I'm catching up. One of them is a ringmaster, and I usually do multi-box. But I wanted this character to be an exception. You're not buffed right now, so your in-scaling isn't catching up. That's why my buffs won't be replaced. I was worried about that. That's fine, it takes practice. Took me a while to figure out a routine with my ringmaster too. I always even recast mental sign again for that extra int point. But yeah, I have some other characters too. Ringmaster is not my main here, sadly. Just a support character to my other ones. What's your main? A ranger, I'd say. I have a knight too, but it's mostly in the back burner. My ranger got to 91st, and I honestly had the most fun playing with that. But 1v1 or AoE, mostly 1v1. But I did hard stuck him at 90 to farm penny at dungeons. But I've been thinking about bringing him back to the field. I'm working on a replacement for him in the dungeon scene. What dungeons you play with level 90? Well, there's many choices. 3 in exact. But it wouldn't make sense to run anything lower than what you can. So I'm doing Envy Depths. Happens to be the easiest dungeon too. Mainly the reason being that while the dungeons do scale on higher levels, the loot doesn't. Only on the boss. But the main moneymaker in dungeons are the pet cages. And they're the same regardless of difficulty. I'd essentially be eating at my profits if I didn't do it that way. But what drops do you get from it? Well, regular weapon drops from giants as usual. But these cages can drop the sacrificial pets. If you get a C tier, you can get 20 million. If you get a B tier, that's already at least 80. But the drop chances are pretty RNG. The chance of a pet dropping from a cage is about 20-30%. Goes lower the higher tier the cages. So I honestly figure that dungeon farming ain't that much more productive in the long run. And soloing the stuff with the ranger is honestly a little stressful. They can tank huge loads, but that's only due to their block rate. If any normal attacks land in, they hurt a lot. Gotta keep constantly healing. So I say mostly 1v1, because I have always played the character that way. But specifically for dungeons, I must... Oh, damn. Freaking captcha. That sucks. Damn it. Well, I guess I'll be waiting for them for a bit. Well, yeah, I think I've been getting about 10% ever since I started. I think I was at... Actually, I was at 33%. I remember that. So it's been about 37 minutes now, because I used this flower pot as soon as I could when my clover ran out. So that's, yeah, that's 37 minutes. So just about over half hours, we got ourselves 15%. So we got a pretty good XP margin here. I think we can actually get ourselves to 82 pretty easily here. Especially with the company that I have right now. Although, admittedly, I'm probably using my food pretty wastefully because even then, I'm still not, like, you know, relying on their heals too much. It's just a habit of just always eating food when you're taking damage. And when you also have this idea with the delay, like how long it takes until the actual attack lands and when to eat food, then that just, like, gets completely just, you know, burnt into your brain and it doesn't really change. I don't think we should be leveling to 82 too early, but if I do end up having some extra time, we'll actually be having a little bit of a prelude to questing. But we'll have to see about that then, when actually I've reached that point. Welcome back. Sad to make you lose so much XP, honestly. Let's get that right back. It's alright. I only get that shit on Ringmaster. I mean, they are the most susceptible to being botted. They're actually the most common bot type. Or at least they used to be. I've seen a lot more Rangers lately. Are there bots for this game? Yes, a lot. There was even a huge bot ban wave not too long ago. And that really affected the prices of cards and materials. Well, if you happen to ever see a player that is just running unbuffed and just grinding stuff with very basic gear, you can pretty safely assume it's a bot. Temporary baby Gigglebox pickup bet for extra authenticity. And well, if you ever tried asking them if you were a bot, they would probably never say anything. Reporting bots was a lot more convenient in the past actually, but they made it a lot more complicating a while ago. There used to be a simple report button that you could just quickly give details on, but now you actually have to report bots through their Discord server. Any regular player who just wants to enjoy the game would not bother with that. In other words, they don't care that much. Or they probably got way too many reports. Same result in the end, I guess. Ooh, congrats! 1 level for you. 1 more for me. I'm at 50% right now. I started at 33. So I'm getting decent XP too. You use amp? Nah. I ran out long ago. Used them from 75s above. And I personally don't bother buying myself more. I'm a pure F2P and 90 million for 1 hour is just insane. Ooh, a Tonka mask! Well, I can walk around with this thing now. Hold on. Got the most beautiful mask. It looks nazi. I'm actually using this mask of my build poster. It's very cool. Like, in a certain setting, it's very nice to have, but most people would not prefer that thing. And it's probably not worth much because people have gotten so many Watanka masks in the past. Maybe I'll get a couple million for it, hopefully. Yeah, I just used the free ones. Don't blame me on that, though. Spending in this game is way too easy. Watanka mask. Look into my eyes! I get to be one of them now. It's sick. It is. I'm actually using it on my BP. It fits really well with the Mushboy hat. I got that one. Yeah, they're pretty common nowadays. Mainly because everyone hunts them. On Elementor, it looks sick. Oh, for sure. I just think the mask giving the hidden identity really gives it extra value. The Nameless Samurai with a fist. Knuckle sandwiches for everyone! 1 sec. Alright. Gonna make XP box. Go ahead. It was over here, I think. Yep, I see it. Near the rock. Thanks. No problem. I got stupidly good terrain awareness. Talk about spent the entire childhood playing this game. I just knew exactly where you died even though it was on the side. Not sure if the XP box gave you anything anymore though. Because you already probably earned your XP back. At least I think that's how it works. To be honest, I don't know. But if it gave back, XP is XP for me. For sure. I just think the mechanic is so that if you die, you get 30% of the XP you lost. But it scales depending on how much you already got back. And if you already got it all back, you get nothing. And during the period you're getting your XP back, you're getting 50% extra. But I might be wrong about that. I don't die often. But I think what you're saying is right. You think so? Well, keep your eyes open for it next time. Maybe you can do a fact check for me. But I'm a number nerd. I notice those things pretty easily. Talking about April though, I think the Mushboy cap would suit me pretty well too. But I'm honestly in love with my mercenary look so far. I do happen to have the Yukata set though. Yukata plus Mushboy cap. Love. I did find myself a Mushboy cap for 10k at some point, but I just resold it. I'm not the type to worry about fashion too much. And I think I've been playing WoW for too long. I'm just way too used to seeing characters in battle gear. Fighting in a casual outfit just seems so wrong for me. So I cannot wait to get my 90 set. I'll be looking like a real ninja. Dazed or something, right? Yep. I even already got the whole set together. I still need to get the axes though. Those things are awful expensive too. Angel axes, yeah. 120 million a pop right now, off clean. Good luck getting hands on those. I was thinking of hunting some giant hoppers for them, but I didn't make the time for it. Guess I'll get other opportunities before 90s. Or then I'll just build up the cash. I do a lot of vending, so I earn quite a lot from just sitting around in the town. If I find cheap ones, I'll let you know. Sounds good. Hope I'll have the money by then. Don't think you'll ever find one for less than 100 million though. Those things are worth their weight in gold. Right, I was talking about my ranger before. Like I said, I call him to be mostly 1v1. And that's because I always played him as 1 when I was leveling. But switching to farming forced me to change my ways. The funny part about Ranger is, though, that regardless of which way you play, your stats can be exactly the same. Full dex all the way. The only thing that needs to change is your gear. So I got myself a tanky set for level 75 and an angel bow, and went with that. Rangers really are a multi-tool of classes. It isn't even funny. What's that set called again? Oscar or Ocus, depending on what gender it is. You might look a little more like a wood elf when wearing it. I had Ranger myself before as well. In Old Flyff or in here? Old Flyff. Figures. But the newer version of Old Flyff. Oh, I see. How new are we talking? The one before you Flyff universe. Oh, yeah. Been there too. It was horrible. Like, really, all the weapons being the way they were. All the glitches. And also how dead the game just was. It really wasn't fun to play. I've been playing Flyff around 2020 to 2021 too. In the beginning it was full with people. In the end it died. Yeah. But that isn't only because the game grew old. They just changed it beyond repair. Like said, I can say from experience that Universe just does a lot of things a lot better. But the older version as well, they made these overpowered fashion sets for like 6 to 8k G-pots at the time. Wait, dragon sets were a thing even back in G-pot times? I thought that came during Webson. Yeah, bro. Ouch. Or was it Webson? Honestly, I have no idea. Was it called Flyff Gold back then? I think Gold came with Webson. It was Webson time already. Figures. I honestly have no idea what actually killed the game. Maybe the game just got too grindy. But Webson really just pushed a stake into the hole. And it progressively turned into the train wreck it was. And yeah, QAmps. Those horrible things. I guess leveling became too pay to win. Even back in G-pot times. Bro, it was easy to get hero. Yeah, it was. As long as you had the money for a power grinder. I never did personally, and I didn't want that. I'd feel so lost if I went from 60s to like hero and was supposed to start leveling again. So I did all of that manually. Went to masters like 3 times on a blade. At different intervals. But really, upgrading was so inaccessible as a free-to-play. I had a blade, I had LA, had Ringmaster, all hero. Oh, I see. So did you spend or did you actually grind your way through? That's plenty impressive. Grind. Nice. I think my main problem with progressing was that I just had no sight over what to do next. Back then I also was aware of all the prices. That's a great advantage. But the problem was because the game is so small, it's so hard to find anything you want. And since the money was so limited in that game, 2 billion was the cap and it was worth nothing. It was very hard to find any offers or deals anywhere without looking into the trade channels. And like I said, upgrading as a free-to-play was very limited. No low S pros or anything. All I could see myself doing is running around with a +3 Vagrant set until the end of time, and see no change into that. Of course, I could try getting my hands into one of those very rare chivalries that were given at some very random event many years ago. But that would be way past a regular player's budget that Rudolph sets. Yeah, for example. It's ridiculous. And one of those proper pro sets? Oh man, you'd really have to run a lot of money. Most wouldn't accept anything else but real cash either. My main drive for playing the game back then was the idea of getting my blade into max critical chance. That felt like the most achievable goal, but I'd always reached that in around my masters. And once there, I just didn't have any further goal for leveling. I did want to become hero one day, but that wasn't enough of a driving force to tell you to level 40 more times. Especially since the XP is half as a master. BRB, I gotta go sell. I'll be back soon. Take your time. Coming already. Too fast. Grinding is in my veins. Oh wait, they actually lost our party points. Or party skills. Is Runakonaki gonna do us more? We actually have no party boss right now. I just realized. Are you running an amp right now? Let's find another PT. If you're not in a hurry. No, that's finished. Alright, cool. My consumes are out too. Oh. Let's join Pear's Pills Help Me level. Hey. My pair is joining in a bit. Yeah, Pete's not. I saw that was the leader. Oh, boy. We're giant. I have no idea. Sorry. Good luck, though. We meet again, Pete. Missed me? You took my advice and are still at Watankas. One last time, Juxa. I promise. I'll be wetting your eyes soon enough by sticking to Decaying forever. Like a toothache. I was sorely missing you too. No! At least get the mask. Got it. Look. It's beautiful. Ninja Otanka, at your service. I'll kick the soul out when your pair is ready. My pair is already in. There was 2 slots. Sorry, too many people talking at once. Lucky you. Indeed. Can we go for 1 more hour? Was gonna suggest the same. I'm also getting bonus EXP this round. My flower pot gives me 10% extra XP. So better be extra productive. Won't quite get me to 82 though. So we'll have to stick around probably a bit longer. I'd say 1.5 hours. That was close. I'm really afraid of you getting crit one time. Yeah, those flower pots are a must. Unless you use upcuts. Yeah, I tested it out earlier. It indeed does give a flower pot. Again, it's crazy. It's not mentioned anywhere that the clovers would give one. That's the 10% EXP bonus I talked about. It's from the event? Yeah. You know the one with event Greemongs that they drop tokens? So there's those boxes that give clovers. They do look like a bad trade at first. Well, apparently once you use the clover, it gives you one of those flower pots. It gives it on a mature stage, which gives 10% attack and more HP. And the ancient stage gives 15% and also 10% EXP. It's crazy good. Makes the clovers worth it. But it's not mentioned anywhere on the event. I would have never considered investing on this unless Chooks had told me about it. I need to find myself more event Greemongs at some point. At least they'll make for good supplicant amps. Sad you can't pair an upcut with them though. But I suppose that would be too much damage. Got the angel big axe today. Aww. Can't tell too much, but thanks. No probs. Gonna farm me some Greemongs then as well. Definitely should. Only thing really... And there's the crit! I told you. Just like you said. Better use protection next time. Tell that to your GF while we're on the chase. I don't know if it's worth anything. It's worth as much as toilet paper. Nah, people needed toilet paper when the pandemic started. Post-pandemic? And more like, it's worth 1 toilet paper roll, not the whole bag. You can maybe get like 3 million out of it, if you're lucky. Has scroll of blessings still. So you didn't lose XP? So that the first time I died. Oh... So didn't lose any. Well, that's convenient. Would feel really bad about you losing XP again. 4% is a lot. Too bad we can't try that EXP theory now. But you'll get a chance. Use my last blessing scroll. Oh, so you really gotta be careful. So then I have to die 2 times. So you only now use your last one. Not gonna happen anymore. Hope so. Hope you're using protection now. Yeah. The level gap does hurt, especially on a poor support ringmaster like you. Always the damsel in distress. Thinking of upgrading to the 90 set or waiting for 105. Waiting until 105, think. Ooh, ballsy. I personally got my ringmaster the 90 set as soon as I could. Especially since certain zones are real kill zones. Lasting a hit or 2 is really helpful. And in the case of tanking, the 15% bonus healing is really useful. I don't plan to use any level reduction scrolls either. So 105 is still a ways to go. Maybe buying clean 90 set then. Up to you. But comes from experience that wearing 45s past 80 is still pretty bad. And later 105 statted, but many levels to go still. Oh, for sure. Take your time. And I think going for just a clean one is fine. That's what ends up happening with most of the 90 sets, honestly. They're putting the good sets way too close to one another. They really should have alternated AoE and 1v1 sets. Now it just feels weird. I feel bad about getting days too, because Hannes is so much better at 105, but the defense boost and the crit chance are too good to pass. And with enough luck, I'll manage to resell my day set anyway, so it's no issue. 105 set is plain right. There's actually 2 sets. There's 2 sets for every class at 105. Plain is the tankier one, but Hannes is the 1v1. You might not honestly remember Hannes from the old Flyff, mainly because it just sucked. A blaze with 10% reflect damage. I mean, come on. I only can remember Blaine. Well, Hannes wasn't noteworthy until then. Now it's a bona fide 1v1 set, far superior to Daze at the minute. Daze suffers from the loss of attack speed compared to the mercenary sets, but gives crit instead. Hannes simply has both. It's a really good set, and ironically, it's just a reskinned version of the Blaine set. And they reskinned the old model for Hannes set for their 135 set. I remember Blaine was blue. Yeah, it is. Hannes is like bronze or brass more like. It's silverish with a hint of brown. It used to be this purple ninja set. Nah, this game really hates to use gold for anything. Say the best for last, I suppose. Not sure if they'll ever go around making golden armor though. But well, I'm cool with that. Kind of a shame though that Hannes and Blaine just look so similar now. You wouldn't tell the difference if you were colorblind. I think they did a similar thing to other sets too. The tanky set gets saved as the 105 design, and the 1v1 set is used for 135 and reskinned. I haven't seen the 150 sets yet, honestly. I don't know if they are reskins too, or if they actually design something new. My guess though, probably reskinned after the hero sets. Not that the hero sets were all that great looking either. So, what did you plan to do, by the way, once you catch up with your Elementor? Are you still gonna be playing your Ringmaster solo? Or are you gonna pair up? 1 second. Girlfriend is making me crazy. In a good way? Nah. Oh, bummer. Can happen. I suppose that is part of relationships, after all. So true. Well, I am inclined to agree with that. At least to some extent that I know about relationships. Being with another person intimately for 24/7 does have its own ups and downs. Okay, well, while I'm waiting for this guy to come back, I guess what I could do also is check around what my XP is looking. So 70%, we are at 25 minutes in on the item that I was using. I think it was 60% when we started. I'm still getting like 25% per hour, so not so much better than it used to be, but of course that's to be expected. 10% XP is not that much. But we're still getting ourselves to roughly 85 to 90% once we're done with this ancient flower pot. After that, we won't be getting another one though, so I guess I'll be moving on to an upcut stone, probably just a low one. I'll be using that until I level up. And after that, I guess we're ending the episode. It does seem though that we are running... Oh god. Oh no, no, no. Oh gosh. Oh no. I was trying to save them, but I was so close. I guess I forgot to do that on the Ringmaster. Whenever you're back, could you rest parental Ringmaster? They had a little accident. Oh. I tried to save you there. Didn't make it though. Glad Biggie could do at least that much. I forgot about wings. Happens to all of us. Better care next time. But yeah, so leveling does seem to be going just fine. And it was going exactly on the scopes that I was expecting. So we are going to be ending this in about 1.5 hours or in about 1 hour from here. So the video is not going to be that much shorter than usual. So I guess that means that I won't be doing any questing on the side. I'll just be ending this as soon as I'm done with this. But after that, honestly... Guys, look forward to the next episode because that's when, honestly, we're gonna have such a different thing going on around us. We're gonna have a different area, different landscape, and just a lot more happening. And my pacing is gonna be so much better. Gotta be leveling twice in one episode after such a long time. It's honestly been a while since I last had the opportunity to level so quickly, but these surprises are welcome too. But this also doesn't mean that the levels are gonna be too easy. We're gonna have some very difficult quests along the way. I know at 83 plus we're gonna have some quests where we had to kill those very tough leader monsters we saw earlier that had like 20 times more HP than regular monsters. And it might even be as dangerous as to kill me. But I hope I have a Ringmaster by then to play with. And that would, you know... not be bothered by my antics of just going around and just doing some quests. She's hella mad. Oh, why? Are you two-timing too much? Because I'm playing. Oh, she doesn't like it? Nah, but I said I use EXP scroll, can't stop. She doesn't like. She probably doesn't understand either. I'm sorry, I'm a partner in crime. Are you gonna be leaving as soon as your scroll runs out then? How much percent do you have? 73%. I expect to be around 85 to 90% once my flower pot runs out. I really want to level up first, but life comes first. If she can't handle it, don't let me stop you. I'll make it and hopefully find someone for the time being. Nah, get you level up first. Really appreciate it. We'll see when the amp's gone though. If the earthquake magnitude grows too high, it might be better to retreat. I don't care. Aww, I appreciate your thought. But really, if things look too bad, consider her first. You've done plenty for me. Been for a day trip to Lahti. Pretty awesome weather today. True, but I'd rather listen than talk. Fair enough. Zulatiha. Sorry if I've forgotten, but you were finished then. Thanks. But you have to understand me as well. If it's what you wish to do, that's a fair point. But well, if it's more your choice rather than being worried about me, that's fine. At least get you to level up as well. Thanks. We'll wrap this as soon as possible so she won't be too mad. Not much I can do about the XP rates though. I'd say we need pretty sharply an hour now if I want to level up. Don't worry. Alright, to yourself. It's honestly been a while since I've been in a relationship. Not that I'm really against it, but I'm not exactly looking either. I'm such a special personality. It'd be hard to find someone that fits right in the slot. And like I said, relationships are what they are. There's some ups and downs. You get the comfort of someone else, but you also get their entirety, for better or worse. And you do lose your freedom on many things. Yeah, they have some interesting geological locations there, not the second biggest lake. All good. Not yet a citizen, but I moved here a couple of years ago. Oh, right. I think you did tell me before. Have you been enjoying Finland so far? That's so freaking true. If you're in a relationship, sometimes you wish to be single again. That's for sure. On top of my very unique personality, I just think I'm too much of a busy bee to really handle a relationship. Like, honestly, my biggest concern in a relationship comes from my own weakness. I think I would just end up hurting someone if I did go to one, because I wouldn't have the time to pay attention to them properly. The thing hard to handle for me is that even if you give them a lot of attention, it's never enough. Yeah, that's how it is. There's always that one person that loves more than the other. Never the perfect balance. And if you say I want to go do this on my own, they get mad. But yeah, I guess that means etc. Captcha. Oh, but this one went quickly. Honestly, my captchas are just clickables. You actually have something else? Now you have to click the bikes. Oh god. I just gotta somehow convince clicking a box that I'm not a robot. Apart from the Lonkero weather, I really do love it here. That's winter in Finland for you. Just shit-colored snow everywhere. Yeah, that's so effed. I know, but apparently works, so lol. Makes it easy for me too. Although even then, it's not comfortable mid-AoE. To be honest, my Ella never had a captcha. Again, that depends on how you behave. Since Ringmasters just follow and skill spam, it's easy to consider that suspicious. Elementor requires a lot of movement coordination, so that would never come as suspicious. Me as a blade just running from one thing to another, I get them sometimes, but not nearly as often as with the Ringmaster. But well, he doesn't seem to be able to stop bots anyway. Bro, I'm sorry, but I really have to go to the toilet. Don't worry, I can heal myself just fine. See you soon. Well, I guess I'm gonna take this time to talk with Paramedic then. What do you think is your favorite part about Finland so far? Sorry, I'm stuck grinding a lot too, so I don't talk so much now. I also got a partner, so they keep my keyboard busy. Pretty accurate, 79%, and we are at 12 minutes with the Ancient Flower Pot. 1/5 left, 5%, so 85% it's gonna be, basically. I don't know how normal it is that you're very analytical about numbers in Flyff, but at least for me it's so natural. Sorry if this, like, freaks out some people. I really thought I wouldn't like the winter here, but I have fallen in love with the beat of winter forests and frozen lakes. Yeah, especially early and mid-winter is beautiful. And it's very pleasant, aside from the frozen walkways. Already almost broke my laptop due to that. Absolute no problem, my dude. Oh, I believe you understand. But I feel it's only appropriate to apologize anyway. My vendor shop is also gonna return in 80 minutes, so I guess that means that my scrolls are gonna return to my inventory in just a bit. Sounds Finnish. Also sounds very YouTuber. Dealing with lots of people, you never know when a little notion can offend someone. Don't mean to be walking on thin ice either, but I think having a couple passive courtesies is nice. At least it's not bothersome. I feel you. Better safe than sorry, as people would usually say. And of course, I don't mean to call anyone here that's listening like overly sensitive or anything like that, or like you guys would just tick out at anything, but really, you just never know what people are dealing with. Even like in a normal social environment, at work, at a bar, or anything like that. I don't go to bars, but anyway, just as an example. If you're dealing with someone new, then you never know how they're gonna deal with some certain expression. So I think it's better to just, you know, not be going too far with it, so I won't insult anyone by accident. Because that would never be something I want to do, or something I would intend to do, but you never know. Just want to make sure, you know? Welcome on, dude. I will be also dividing my attention now. My other friends have come on. I wish you a nice session. All right, sounds good. Have fun time leveling. Well, I guess we all gotta be on our way. I really just wish that the scrolls in my hands are not gonna drop into me like as my inventory is getting full, because I would really hate to just relog to grab those back. It's always bothersome to have to relog back in for those things. And especially because there's this very weird thing about like the save sessions, like when you have multiple accounts, you can just switch between accounts. If you log out, it's gonna remove the save session. And it's so weird how it works. Like, it doesn't work so fluently or smoothly. Since the login system with the save sessions just is very clunky with Flyff Universe. But at least changing sessions and coming back works too. But it's, you know, a detour. Oh, he's back. Nice. Welcome back. Is your girlfriend managing just fine? Yeah. Well, that's a relief. Won't be too long now. Probably. I trust in my skill to calculate the XP. Just over half hour should do. How much you have now? 82%. I land around 85% once the pot runs out. Another 15 is gonna take me about 30 to 40 minutes. I'm at 80% as well. Ooh, nice. A second level for you. Should have known that there was an ulterior motive. But yeah, on the topic. Like I said earlier, relationships can be difficult. And my reason why I don't want to pick up on one is because I'm a difficult person. Not difficult as in being too demanding, but rather I'm way too chill about it. There's this thing about me that I am completely satisfied with somebody's existence. I don't need to be constantly reminded that somebody's there or feel like I need constant contact. I'm exactly like you, to be honest. Well, that does complicate things a lot, eh? I could be talking to a friend after many years and feel like we were never apart. Do you happen to be autistic as well? Are you leveling with the bottom pair in the party too? Are they just close to you? Just close. No, I'm not autistic. Alright, fair enough. Just a curious psychology test there, whether that was connected. But I'm just also a chill person. Oh yeah, same. I'm somebody you would even almost call carefree. But I'm still level-headed enough to make rational decisions. I also don't need constant contact. Yeah. But I suppose that is very common. Especially with recent relationships. 2 months, right? I suppose that's part of the starter package. So really, I might not even come to think about that one would want more attention. It doesn't naturally occur to me. I could be closer though. So combined with the fact that I can get so absorbed with my own things, and the fact that I'm not so needy, I feel like I just end up hurting someone in the process. So really, I'm just being more considerate about somebody else than myself. I can understand your thoughts about that. Yeah. And I mean, if it's not a big deal for me to not be dating, then why bother? I always say that if somebody perfect just landed on my feet, I'll take it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to find a relationship. To be honest, this is also my first like real relationship. I really love her, but I also love my own time and do my own things. I think even in a relationship, no matter how long it has been around, or how many you have gone through, that personal space is important in all cases. Relationship means to do things together, but that doesn't mean you have to be stick like glue. Yeah, but most girls don't understand that. Yeah, my ex is the same, honestly. Back from secondary school. Honestly, I think they might have been into me again at some point, but I knew from the get-go that I wasn't interested. I follow my head and not my pants. I knew it wasn't a good decision in the long run. He just left. Not my fault, I promise. Yeah, in the end, that's the best thing. Yeah, again, consideration for the other two. But also women think with some really effed up logic sometimes. And I'm a guy. I care about the facts. Yeah, there's a lot of hearsay and assumptions. And it really sucks that when nothing's really wrong, that kind of thing just blows up to your face. Something that wasn't a problem suddenly becomes the biggest problem. And only because they couldn't talk about it any sooner. I needed a spot for takoyaki, so I wouldn't have minded. Glad to be of service. Finally, someone who I can talk with about this shit. Two guys in the same bean pod. All to wreak some havoc. We already gotta sell again. I'll be back real soon. Just in case for any of the female audience that is here, do take that with a grain of salt. It is only based on our own experiences, and it is something that can happen, especially in the beginning of a relationship, that maybe things are not so clear, but That doesn't mean that everyone is like bad as a person in general. It's really just those things that are hard to communicate between males and females sometimes. Like these are like very common issues. And I guess it's just easy to talk about these kinds of things with another guy from heart to heart. So I understand that they have a lot to share about that, and I can understand them. But really, it's been a while since I last had a relationship, so honestly don't know how much of an experienced guy I am on that department, but at least I can say that I understand his feelings at least to some extent. Take it easy, bro. We're both seasoned players, aren't we? 2 hours is nothing. At least not for me. Bro, it's Flyff. Grind is real. You do not wanna know how long I can grind non-stop. I'm a machine, if I so will it. 2 hours and I still haven't lost my edge, have I? Yesterday I played for like 10 hours. Wish I had time for that much nowadays. You're on point, dude. But I would definitely be able to spend that much time easily if I had the time. I remember doing these insane morning to night grinding sessions in real life. And I wouldn't even feel tired. On weekends, of course. I care about my education at least that much. But yeah, I'm glad that I could at least help you talk about this stuff at least a little. I can't say I'm the most experienced since indeed I haven't been dating for years. But for whatever experience amounts to me, I can totally relate with what you're saying. But I'm also not saying to pay more attention to your girlfriend just for fun. They can be pretty clingy, I'd say, in the beginning, especially. But I say that's the greatest period to build up some trust. It might be really hard sometimes, but it's kind of like taking care of a baby. Sometimes really just gotta invest time into it, since they cannot handle themselves on their own. Yeah, if you had a long-term distant relationship beforehand, they probably had a lot of feelings swelling up inside them. So at least to that end, it's important to also understand. When you go to friends, always thinks you're cheating. Yeah, if it happens to be the opposing gender. Proof of everything, and I'm a guy. I don't like that at all. Yeah, that layer of distrust is really annoying sometimes. But like I said, it's kind of like the building period. When you haven't been together for so long, that bond of trust isn't exactly the strongest either. It's obvious to us guys that we wouldn't do anything. I guess you could say we are pretty committed to what we've started. At least in most cases. But there's always that layer of doubt, especially when it's a budding relationship. Being together happily for 5 years, she won't shed a doubt. But right now, you really just can't be sure. I mean, I don't know about you, but how would you react if they did the same? Would you think that there's definitely nothing going on between somebody else? Or would you have that little concern that things might not be going so well? Especially if you had some sort of a fight or dispute earlier. I'd say that with their lack of comfort, not getting enough attention might give them the feeling that they're being betrayed or something. Again, not something I would feel, but if I had to rationalize their way of thought somehow. There's simple guys out there too. Girls that might actually offer them the option to lay down. The question to the matter is whether you're loyal enough to pass. And that's just something of a test of time. So yeah, it might be maybe a little annoying at first, but it probably won't last for too long. So might as well amuse them for the time being. So the next time around when you do want to meet up with your female friends, maybe you won't have cameras all over your outfit. Sorry, she came inside. That's what she said. Again we go, boys. Again. Never-ending bad, naughty jokes. But yeah, I'm not telling you to completely understand. I just think you should comply. In the end, you will probably feel a lot more mortified at the end if things suddenly just ended. Nothing is permanent and shouldn't be taken for granted after all. That's true. You might not stop to consider how it would feel to lose something until it actually happens. So consider it just a temporary lifestyle change. Gonna see what happens in the future. Yeah. Hope nothing bad ends up happening though. Me too. Didn't think I'd be talking serious relationship stuff while playing today, but you never know what you get into. I wish I could offer you at least some relief, and maybe some wisdom to impart. Regardless, I've had a lot of fun today. Me too, thanks to you. I don't play too often sadly, so by the next time you probably already went past me. But if you do happen to be around my level next week, we might have a reconciliation, and in a place with much better XP too. Like I said, I'm a pretty busy guy. I'm basically a fake gamer for Flyff at this point. Just a retiree. Still going strong now, right? Yep. 93% though, so we're almost done. I wonder what level my accounts would be now if I had been playing since release as much as you used to. 12-hour weekends and all my spare time after school. I just stopped playing for like 6 months on my Elementor. I had a long break from universe in general too. Played on release for like 2 weeks, I'd say. Then I stopped for like a year. I only had my 75 night back then. In that time, lots of things have changed. Same here. My life has been pretty wild with my parents, but now that I finally live alone, I can actually settle. I've never felt as much peace in my life. I haven't had the most normal upbringing. I'm the one taking care of my parents, not them taking care of me. Oh damn, addicts? Yup. Mostly alcoholic, but some other substances were involved too. Damn, sorry to hear, man. It's fine. When you live with it, you get used to it. At least they respected my own peace in my own room. But there were times when I was the accountant. Even on my last year, I was basically carrying me and my stepfather, which is 600 euros a month, after all the rent was paid and all. Damn, man. That's tough. At least moving to live alone wasn't a big change in the end. I already knew the basics, just had to take my own place. My mother's been in touch, but I'm honestly not sure how my stepfather's doing. I haven't really been looking back because I've got other things to do. Now that I got my own safe haven, there's just so much I want to accomplish. I can understand, man. Finally your own peace. You said it. Of course, I'm grateful for everything I've gotten, but there are times when I do wish I had moved out earlier. I just thought it wouldn't make sense until I actually moved to study. Why live separately when you're in the same city? The rent is easier when split apart, but I guess I didn't factor the idea of irrational tendencies and the overall level of comfort I could reach by standing up on my own. I'm living with student budget, but I'm making it just fine. But I'm also an absolutist, so I don't have many expenses either. Glad to hear. Sorry to drop that bomb on you though. It's still probably not comfortable to hear. Bro, doesn't matter at all. That's a relief. Even then, I don't ever feel like I need to share that stuff to cope with it. But I'm pretty open to talk about myself. To be honest, feels strange, but I feel like I know you already for a long time. I guess talking about sensitive topics and finding common ground has that effect. But I can say that I've been feeling comfortable too. I don't blurt this stuff out for fun either. But like you said, it's kind of like deeper connection. I just felt like you wouldn't be utterly disgusted. Oh nah, bro. Everyone has their own story, for sure. And it would be bad to assume that somebody is exactly after their parents. Even if I did have my own special situation, that doesn't mean that I turned out the same. It can be quite hard though when somebody does make that assumption. Many people will think so. Yeah, sadly. But many times that's not the case. I was being called out for being a smoker in upper secondary a few years back. But I wasn't the one smoking. It was my parents smoking inside. And the smell would just attach to my clothes. I would tell people that, but they wouldn't believe me. I've never been the most popular in school. So it's easy to pick on me in that case. And I mean, I am awfully sociable. That's not the problem. But I don't tend to get along with just about anyone. I'm the same, but I didn't care at all. As long as it didn't get too personal, neither did I. And most of the time, if you don't care, there's no fun for them. Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't say that people are treating me badly now. I think in higher education, people are at least mature enough to not be like that. But I'm still making the conscious decision to not get involved with them too much. Not that I am against the idea, but I feel currently that getting too social with everyone would take too much of my time. All sorts of student events that I could go to. Many people I could probably get to know, but I'm not into it. It's mostly drinking events anyway. Bro, in the end, not everyone is your friend. I totally agree with that. And I wouldn't want that to be the case either. Your real friends, you can count them on one hand. Yeah. The rest are people that you know. At least that's how I see it. I couldn't say it any better, honestly. I do wish I was closer with some certain people, to be honest. But I guess I don't care enough to actually do it. I get that. Had the same before. But to be honest, sometimes you meet new people who can be real good friends one day. Yeah, for sure. And even in my case, I'd rather be able to pay full attention to my best friend than divide attention to many secondhand friends. Yeah, I get that as well. I totally feel what you're saying though. There's a lot of potential friends for me too. Even friends perhaps that I lost touch with in time. And it would only take as much as to reconcile, to just start spending time again. But if I want a good friend, I want to at least be able to take them seriously. Not just one of those one-time sessions where you meet up in a year. Really something where you can just invest your time into them and really care about every single bit of them as a person. Right now, I have one friend like that. I've had some before, but they come and go. But it is definitely one of those relationships that I value the most. I'd rather give all the time to them than worry about appeasing a dozen others. Well, last mob. And there we go, guys. We are finally level 82. Took us long enough. Rats, brother. Thank you. I guess that means it's time for DK Mines next. In case you happen to be around next week, have you done the DK Mine entrance card quest yet? Thanks for everything. No problem. Yeah, sweet. Well, if stars align, I would love to have a partner in DK too. But we'll see about that next week. Had a great time. Me too, the feeling's the same. Thanks for being a soulmate. Even if just for a little bit. Go take care of your girl now. Have a nice evening. Man, it's already 21:23. It's getting pretty damn late. Anyway, I guess that means that our grinding session is finally over. We have got to the 82. That means we are finally able to continue questing. Finally, after 4 episodes of killing some freaking Watankas. I swear to God, I'm losing my marbles with this thing. I mean, in the end, I'm actually not that bothered, but my God, this does take a lot of time, and I've really been, like, aching to just show you guys what's going on. Like, I know everything already, mostly, so I don't really care that much, but I've been caring about getting this series moving because I don't want to keep you guys waiting. Like, that's how I feel. So, we don't see it right now because both quests are kind of hidden. This guy has now another red quest for us. That's gonna be the Envy Dev's quest line. We're gonna do the first 2 quests, and that's gonna be pretty good. The next quest we get from quest office is at 83. Baby Meteor Niker. Then comes the quest items for the Vatanka items, for tank casks. And then comes the woodworking material, aka the Rutios coming from Antiquaries. So, not much coming from the quest office, but because we get basically quest lines just carrying us all the way to 85 plus, I think that's not a big problem. So yeah, NVIDIA's quest line, DK Mines quest line, we'll have some troubles on the way, but hopefully we'll have a partner by then, so we won't have too much trouble, but that remains to be seen. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Noben's Road to 90. Next time, we're finally taking a step forward. Finally. Oh my God. I'm really sorry, guys, for holding you up for so long with this series. Like, it took us... How many episodes? It took us like 6 episodes to move from Dragon Tree grinding, from Mush Boy and Watankas to the next thing. And with only a little bit of DK on the side, like a little bit of a taste test. But now, things are gonna change for good. I'm gonna say about 3-4 more episodes and we're done. It may not look like it from the level, but trust me, this thing is gonna be over faster than it looks like. Either way, guys, thank you so much for joining. Next time, as I said, will be DK Mines, and I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. But until then, guys, it's bye-bye.